Welcome back, everybody, here to the Ram Report with head coach Steve Fairchild. Brian Roth back with you. Happy to be bringing in a special guest here for this segment. It's Bernie Rollin, a distinguished professor of philosophy here at Colorado State. Bernie, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Boy, you've been around quite some time. What, 42 years? Mm-hmm. 42 years.
But don't spread it around.
We can try to keep that on the down low.
Okay, good.
Bernie has a unique relationship with Colorado State and some of the athletes at Colorado State. And I know Steve has known you for a long time, and you have known a lot of the athletes that have come through here over the past 40 years. Kind of talk a little bit about that, how you got involved.
Well, I've lifted weights with them for pretty steady over the 40 years and gotten to know a bunch of them. And they're really wonderful kids. I had a couple of them in a class that was a 5-day-a-week class, a kid from Froggy Bottom, South Carolina. And for some reason, he really took to philosophy. In fact, he got beat up when he joined the Raiders because he was always playing head games with those guys. And finally, they decided they weren't going to put up with it. But in any event, he asked me when I was going to come work out with him because, as he put it, and you can cut this if you need to, I'd done your shit for a year. When are you going to do mine? Yeah, so the kid said, you know, when are you going to do what I do? And I said, what do you do? And he said, work out. And I swear to God, I said, what is that? You know, I was a New York Jewish kid, didn't know from working out. The body moved the brain from the library to a classroom, you know?
Yeah.
And so he and Early Thomas, who you'd no doubt know, took me down to the gym and worked me out for 4 hours.
Wow.
And I crawled out, supported under each arm by one guy. And the kid had exactly my psychology down. He looked at me with total contempt and said, that was too much for you.
Yeah.
I said, when are we going back?
It motivated you more, right?
Motivated me more. I was humiliated. I'm going to say this on camera. I benched 75 pounds, you know, with great effort. And so I was so humiliated, I resolved that I'd be stronger than the kid when he came back from Oakland.
Yeah.
And I was. I got to 2 1/4, which is where he was at. And then 4 years later, 505.
Wow. You're kidding.
No.
Wow.
When Perry went off to the pros, he left me with a lineman from Texas named Gerald Caswell. And he taught me lineman stuff, you know?
Yeah.
He used to say, you look like one of us, except you've been pounded in the ground.
not quite as tall as some of those guys.
Not quite as tall.
Yeah. You know, Steve, talk a little bit about Bernie here because I know there's a lot of guys on your team that still come across.
Yeah. Bernie's had a great relationship with the players through the years. And you know, one thing about Bernie is he really cares about the kids. And he finds a way to get a relationship with every type of kid, which just amazes me. I think he'd be a great football coach because he finds what makes him tick and just, like I said, develops a great relationship. And our team just loves Bernie. So I didn't know he still benched 505 with our injuries in the offensive line. We might suit you up.
That's right.
I'm going to have him out to practice.
No, I don't do that anymore, Steve.
Put you out there at tackle, Bernie.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So
it's a possibility.
You know, coaching and teaching, they kind of go hand in hand. In fact, coaching is teaching and teaching is coaching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I found that a lot of the kids who get in trouble academically, if they have respect for you, they don't give a damn how many papers I published or anything like that, but as a human being, you can really get them to put out. How many hours a week do they work, Steve? Somebody told me 70 the other day.
Yeah, it depends on the time of year, but you know, if you're a student athlete, Division I nowadays, you think about what those kids have to do, not only just with school, but then with their sport and, you know, training room, weight room, meeting room, practice field time. It's a strain on them.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, they're very big and they're very strong, but they're still kids. And it just breaks my heart when some faculty will see a kid on the first day of class and say, oh, you with the team jacket, you might as well drop now. You'll never get higher than a D. Makes me want to feed him his teeth.
Well, and you know, Bernie, I know some of your early stereotypes.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Got broken, too.
They got broken. I mean, I really got to know these kids. They're kind. They work their butts off. And if you just talk to them right, they will put out for you.
Yeah. Could you be a football coach?
I doubt
Yeah?
it. I'm not smart enough.
The question is, I guess, could you be a philosophy
Absolutely.
professor?
Absolutely.
You know, when you really look at what Bernie does, you know, publishing and all his papers and all that stuff, and you know, I'm doing all the coaching, but really we have the same job as does everyone at this university, and that's to prepare these kids for the rest of their life. You know, win or lose, or how many papers he publishes, you know, that's a good feeling. I know Bernie feels that way as well.
Absolutely. And I was so happy when he came back.
Yeah.
Because he was such a good guy, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we'll have to get you back here on the program again, Bernie. Thanks so much. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
All right, that's Bernie Rollin, again, a distinguished professor of philosophy here at Colorado State. We have one more segment coming up here on the Ram Report. Stay with us as we talk CSU volleyball when we come back.
Solving real-world problems is a hallmark of research at Colorado State University. The Engines and Energy Conversion Lab at CSU is committed to meeting the global energy challenges of the 21st century. Developing countries use our clean burning wood stoves, giving them safe and sustainable technology, helping to reduce indoor air pollution and improving the quality of lives. Colorado State University Research. Local discovery, global impact.
Since 1929, the Department of Human Development and Family Studies at Colorado State University has been home to the Early Childhood Center, a dynamic learning environment for young children and university students alike. In January, the center will open its doors in the newly renovated historic Washington School. The new center will more than triple the current space, add infant care, and greatly enhance student learning and research discovery. You can be a part of this exciting project, joining other generous and visionary donors. Learn how at ecc.colostate.edu.
Twitter is great. Here's one. That darn cat is in the tree again. Where's a 7-footer when I need one?
Here, kitty kitty, come on.
Heard you're looking for a 7-footer.
Wow, Coach Miles, this is crazy. I just tweeted that.
Trevor, you got this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's more of a dog guy. This ought to do the trick.
Okay, thanks.
That's what we're here for. Go Rams!
Welcome back here to the final segment of the Ram Report. Brian Roth back with you. Time to talk some Colorado State volleyball as the CSU Rams find themselves back in the top 25 once again. And happy to be joined by head coach Tom Hilbert and sophomore Tori Brummett. And hey, thanks for joining us. And hey, Tom, congratulations on this past week. A couple of 3-0 sweeps over Boise and Air Force, both on the road.
Yeah, and we played exceptionally well. You know, we started off against Boise as well as we've started against any team we played this year. And, you know, when we're blocking well and serving tough, and then in that match we killed 8 of our first 9 swings, you're going to beat a lot of people.
Yeah, you guys seem to be playing pretty good here of late. What has been the key? Because, you know, Tori, the last 4 matches, nobody has taken a single set from you guys.
It's just, I don't know, it's just like our focus and everything that's been, it's like keeping us going and, you know, taking those teams in 3.
Yeah. You're able to bounce back from that loss against Wyoming. Did that maybe re-motivate this volleyball team?
I think so, just because, like kind of referring back to our Nebraska match where we won the first 2, or we lost the first 2 sets and then came back and won 3, and it was like, okay, we turn around and we lose to Wyoming. Like we won the first 2 and then lost the next 3. It was like kind of a wake-up call for us. So we're like, okay, we need to get this going.
So the coach gave you that motivational speak between the second and third sets of Nebraska. I wonder what the coach said after the Wyoming match.
Yeah, too much of, just keep doing the same thing you're doing.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So.
But was that a wake-up call, Tom? Because you guys seem to be playing very well.
I think any loss is a wake-up call in this program. We don't like to lose matches, and you know, that one got away from us. We had it in hand twice, and it got away from us. And so, you know, I think our team wants to be back. I mean, we're winning matches, but we want to be back in some tough matches, and you can tell me if this is true, Tori, where we have to win it at the end so we can prove that we're good finishers.
Yeah, well, you're probably going to get an opportunity to have to do that here this week. 2 very tough matches coming up. Thursday night, San Diego State is in town, and they, of course, are in second place in the Mountain West. And then on Saturday afternoon, it's UNLV. What do you remember from the first match with San Diego State? And I know you expect a pretty tough match here coming up.
I mean, they're pretty competitive. We just got to make sure that we prepare well for them. And I think it'll be a lot easier, especially because we have like the Moby crowd, like, you know, we have all of our fans and stuff supporting us. So I think it'll be a little easier, but I'm not just going to say, okay, well, it's like a piece of cake. You know, we have to do our work. We have to prepare well for them and all that kind of stuff too. So I think it'll be fine.
Tom, and watching San Diego State, what has been the key to their success here so far this year?
Well, they jump around in different lineups and that kind of stuff, and when their outside hitting is on, it's generally when they're good. And they've got a couple of older kids that they play and then a couple of younger kids they play. And if they find the right combination, they're very competitive. Their middle attacking is solid. They've got good athletes in different positions. So, you know, it's a matter of us making sure their outside hitting doesn't get in a rhythm.
Yeah. How about UNLV coming up on Saturday as well, and another team that I believe took you to 4 sets in the first
5 sets.
Five
they
sets,
took us to
right.
5 sets
in Vegas.
And you know, they're just a pestery team. And then they win matches that nobody expects them to win, and then they lose them, the ones they're supposed to win. It's really funny how but they're competitive, and their new coaching staff do a really, really good job of getting those guys fighting all the time. And I think, you know, Vegas will come in here with this attitude like they have nothing to lose, and they'll play us hard.
Of course, we always like to get a player on the stage here with us as well. Talk a little bit about Tori and what she brings, because I know she's been hitting very well, especially in conference.
And you know, her big moment under the lights was against Nebraska. We brought her in off the bench, and she had a great 8-kill performance, no errors, 14 attempts against Nebraska, and really helped us beat them. And so she's been playing a lot in the right side position. She's improved as a blocker, although she's already a good physical blocker. She's improved technically, and she's now, you know, and I think this is her and Deidre Foss's choices in when to set her, but now she is on our team, she's leading our team in conference hitting efficiency against conference opponents. So really doing some good things. We probably should get her the ball more often, but I like the way Deidre's distributing it to her and giving it to her when the other team doesn't expect it. It gives her wide open lanes, and she can get a lot of kills.
Tori, you having fun this year?
Oh, a lot of fun.
Yeah. How'd you come about choosing Colorado State?
It's just a whole different environment from being from California. It's like nonstop. It's just like 24/7, just go, go, go. And coming here, it was just like you kind of can just take a break. It's just, you know, like all the people here are just like wonderful, and it's just an overall great environment. I just love it here.
Yeah, I know Colorado State volleyball fans love to have you here as well. Tori, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Best of luck this weekend, Tom. It should be 2 pretty good matches coming up again Thursday night against San Diego State, 7 o'clock match time out at Moby Arena. All right, that'll do it for the program here tonight. Thank you to everybody that helped out. For everybody, I'm Brian Roth saying thank you so much, and join us next week right here on the Ram Report. Thanks for joining us on the Ram Report with Steve Fairchild. Join us again next time for more Ram action.